This has got to be the absolute stupidest drama that any human being has ever been a part of. I'm talking some real big boy stuff going on here. Only the world's greatest minds could even comprehend what went down.
Sorry about that. There was something in my throat. So, did you all like this video? Because, oh boy, getting this thing released was a nightmare and a half. If you follow my Twitter, you probably already saw everything that went down, but this story is so utterly insane that I feel like my entire audience should get to experience it. I needed a few weeks to process what the hell even happened. That's how absolutely wild it got. So, let's set the scene real quick. Everyone who's ever tried to make a YouTube video at any point can tell you that YouTube's content ID system is total dog shit. Some absolute garbage, heavily flawed at best. As such, it's caused a lot of issues for creators and publishers alike over the years. It's vulnerable to false claims, identity spoofing, impersonation, the whole 9 yards. Undertale's soundtrack has been pretty annoyingly affected by this system for a long while now. It got to the point where Toby Fox had to make an official tweet addressing the issue and placing steps creators can take in order to avoid or solve the issue. If you've been around Undertale YouTube for a while, you're probably familiar with Materia Collective. They own the publishing rights to the soundtracks of Undertale and Deltarune. They haven't exactly had the best track record with their PR this year. There was a now very infamous situation involving Undertale Yellow, a fan game, in which the CEO of Materia Collective, Sebastian Wolf, made a very poorly thought out set of tweets that managed to turn basically the entire internet against the company overnight. Toby Fox had to make an official statement apologizing for this whole debacle and even donated $20,000 to charity to prove it. A few months later, you may have seen this video by fellow Undertale YouTuber Sibbles, which is a direct interview with Jamie, a label director at Materia Collective. It was clear from this interview that Materia was attempting to repair their reputation in the scene by communicating more directly with creators and fans, and streamlining the process of dealing with Content ID claims. I just want to chime in here real fast to mention that the YouTube Content ID system and music rights management as a whole is extremely complicated. Ultimately, Toby Fox's wish is that people are able to use his music in their content freely, and Materia is supposed to uphold this and manually release claims when they happen. According to them, they automatically place claims on videos to avoid YouTube's system identifying or associating remixes and covers as the official product and muddying the copyright situation further. Okay, everything seems good, right? Jamie is clearly a pretty level-headed, professionally spoken guy, and it seems like after the whole Undertale Yellow meltdown, things were pretty stable, right? Right? So, I uploaded my video. Due to the immense rendering time of a 9-hour video, it took a little longer than usual to get this one actually out onto YouTube. The process was fully finished on that Friday night, and very unsurprisingly, the video had 6 Content ID claims attached to it, all of them for Megalovania. Although humorously, all of them were for various remixes and covers. No matches were made for the original Toby Fox piece, despite me using no covers in the actual video. I made a joke tweet and joke community post about the situation, thinking it was pretty humorous, and proceeded to reach out and email Jamie directly about the issue. Since it was now Saturday morning, I knew I probably would not get a response until Monday due to how business works, which is fine. I'd have to miss my upload date schedule as I normally upload on Sundays at 12 p.m. Eastern, but hey, nothing I can really do about this situation. As per the instructions which were outlined by Toby Fox's tweet, I then disputed all 6 Content ID claims on the video. According to everyone, this is the intended process, and the claim should either be released automatically from that, or Jamie would get back to me and do it manually from his end on Materia's side. Either way, the claim should be released. So I got an email back from Jamie and had to send some additional information, as the claims were stuck in a strange process due to them all being cover claims. Again, everything seemed completely calm and fine. I didn't care too much that the process might take a little while, so long as I could get the video out within a reasonable time frame. I was completely fine. Then, I got a few emails from YouTube. My disputes had been rejected by one of the claim holders, IPRSCS. This alarmed me, as claims were always supposed to be resolved in your favor according to the official instructions I've been following for years now. I don't know all of the details of working with music copyright and understand that it's a very complicated issue, but from my perspective, this shouldn't be happening, and I figured it was worth alerting Materia Collective that this claim was, as far as I was aware, incorrectly rejected by a non-Materia Collective party. So I wrote this tweet and sent it just to simply alert them that this was going on so they could look into it and see if there was any kind of issue, such as impersonation or something like that. At this very moment, you could not have prepared me for what was about to happen. Shayy, it's late. Go to bed. This is not our claim. We didn't place it. We don't want it. We can't control it. YouTube uses dozens of cover songs to identify melodies to place claims by third-party music rights associations like IPRS, as they can rightfully claim and collect royalties. It's technically a valid claim. IPRS controls sync and performance music rights and administration in their territories for any and all music, including Undertale and Deltarune. This is what happens when we, Materia Music Publishing, minimize our claim thresholds. International music societies who have more aggressive claim and collection policies than us will get priority on YouTube when they show up as the claimant instead of Materia. Our only option is to manually override disputed claims and help resolve on a per-video basis, which we do for thousands of Undertale Deltarune videos daily, as we have done for nearly 2 million videos. You know the drill. Dispute and email us so we can override and fix it. And go email your YouTube partner, MCN, or whomstever rep, and tell them to fix game music rights claim process on Content ID. I have never been more dumbfounded reading a tweet in my entire life. I actually could not believe what I was seeing. It's late? Go to bed? At the time of my tweet, it wasn't even past midnight on the West Coast. What, are nocturnal sleep cycles not allowed now? Setting aside the absolute insanity of opening with that line to just a concerned content creator who, by the way, depends on YouTube videos for their livelihood, let's skip ahead of this mysterious Materia social admin explaining shit that we already know to the last line. You know the drill? I had already done that. I had been in contact with a Materia label admin for at least 3 days when I sent this tweet. Is this really how a company should respond to a concerned client, just trying to alert them of a potential issue? I wasn't even out here looking for blood. I just was concerned and wanted to make sure nothing was wrong. Also, this little bit at the end is golden. I'm not sure what year you think it is, but I don't have a rep or an MCN. Also, whomstever, really? Anyway, being absolutely dumbfounded at the sheer unprofessionalism of this response, talking down to me like a child for just being concerned and trying to help out with the situation, I was not exactly happy. So I let loose a little bit. Could you believe it can get worse from here? Oh yeah, here's the response I got. Shayy, we're grateful for the notice about a third-party rights partner asserting their rights. Again, we know. That's our job, and it's our job to share context and information about how the sync UGC world works. Your job as a creator is to be aware of the industry you're in, to recognize the complexity in sync rights, in audiovisual licensing, in UGC options and non-exclusive AV clearance, in ephemeral reproduction display exploitation. And if all the above sounds like an amalgam of bullshit, at minimum, recognize the privilege of bypassing an intensely complex industry by the graces of an entity uninterested in enforcing clearance and instead providing free license to use copyrighted materials. Returning to our thread, we provided context for the claims, reasoning why the CID UGC ecosystem sucks for game music, and specifically Undertale and Deltarune, an outline of the problem, steps towards resolution, how Materia proactively protects and supports you and the entire Undertale Deltarune ecosystem, and we supplied education about why claims CID YouTube sync claims happen. We think that's important, useful, professional, and appropriate. We hope you can see our response as information that helps you and whoever reads this thread. If there is a specific issue regarding Let's Play videos, our email and DMs are open. Let us help celebrate your fandom for the music we administrate and resolve claims and chaos when the music industry legacy standards interfere. Okay, want to run our socials? CV to jobs@materiamusic.com. Holy shit. Okay, I don't even know where to begin with this. So, to quote a certain CEO of a certain company here, let's unpack this tweet from Materia Collective. Your job as a creator, I'm pretty sure my job is to make videos that entertain people, dude. Getting called privileged by a fucking multi-million-dollar company was not on my life's bingo card. I don't think I need to do any kind of deep dive analysis on this tweet. This is just one of the most insanely unprofessional things I have ever seen. This tweet genuinely looks like it was written by a 12-year-old, even as far as including a word emphasized with fucking star emojis. What is this, Tumblr? I didn't even bother with a constructed response this time. I immediately knew what the funniest possible thing to say in response to this was, and so I took it. And after sending that tweet, I laid back on my pillow for a moment, only 15 seconds later to see they responded again. Ladies and gentlemen, gamers of all varieties, Materia Collective for you. Oh, but wait, they weren't done quite yet. In response to a pissed off reply telling them they sucked at PR, we got this absolute fucking gem of a tweet where they linked to their job applications.
I can't do my job. Why don't you do it?
Truly the best response to criticism of all time. I genuinely could not process what had just happened for several hours. This company, which has put a gigantic target on itself time and time again, which pissed off the entire internet with allegations of not paying artists for multiple soundtracks, including Celeste's B-side album, which pissed off the entire internet with a dickheaded Twitter thread making a fucking financial bet against the creators of a fan game, was truly back at it again. Peak form, ladies and gentlemen. And you better believe it happened again. All this, and they still didn't even release the claims of my video. I kept in contact with Jamie throughout this whole thing, who both personally apologized to me for the actions of the mysterious Twitter admin, whose name may or may not rhyme with Rolf, as well as publicly apologizing for the incident on his Twitter, saying he'd slap the person responsible. On the wrist, unfortunately. Still, that was a very funny thought. At least there's one guy at this company who knows how to act like a normal human being, so thanks, Jamie. A couple of days later, the claims were all found and manually released by Materia, and as such, I was finally able to make the video public, closing the book on yet another chapter of the Materia Collective Chronicles for the Undertale community. Although this video wasn't out of the woods yet, about 2 weeks later, it got ad-limited for, quote, extreme profanity or hateful content in the title or thumbnail. Now, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure Undertale isn't a slur, and Sans with Goku hair isn't profanity. I, of course, immediately repealed this, and Human Review also ruled that the video was not safe for ads. Just letting you all know that in the script, I put that in 3 different sets of quotation marks. Anyway, I contacted support, and after a few days, they got an actual human to review the video, and the blatantly wrong ruling was overturned. So, it seems that this cursed-ass video is finally out of the woods unless there's some secret third company I have to go to war with. Thank you all for the support during this whole ordeal. I know I sort of vanished for a few weeks, and I have a few videos lined up for you all. Thanks for watching as always. Hope you enjoyed this despite it being different from my normal content, and have a great one. Except for you.